3, 2, 1. I'm noticing that the Funko Pop is now on your side. I'm not going to say I'm upset about this.
I do have a...
But I am going to say I'm happy about it.
I apologize. How insensitive of me.
Well, it was a little insensitive.
I think it would look better on your side, actually.
Wow.
You want to reach over?
I can't. So we're just going to leave it like
that. I'm already it's too far. I can't go back. God. Yeah, because I got Ollivander's wand shop.
I gotta bring my wand. Gotta bring my wand over. How are we gonna start this one off? Are we just gonna go straight into the old giveaway?
Should we leave the giveaway for the end?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to put people through 45 minutes of us talking. Oh wait, that's kind of the point of this thing. Never mind. I don't know. What do you think? We really should have thought about this before we
hit record. Yeah,
but that's not
how we work.
How we
it's not
play
how things.
These games.
I feel like it'd be unnatural if we did that.
Yeah, no, it would be very robotic. So here we are talking. You guys are part of the process.
Yeah.
We got a new camera today. Quality's probably going to be the same. You guys won't notice any difference, but much easier for our life.
Yeah, it's
as far as editing and everything else goes.
The last video we put out, we put that out like 2 days late.
Yes.
Because of how long it took to us, for us, or for you.
Yeah.
To edit and to actually upload it.
I had no idea that. And the last video was about an hour as well. It was like 56 minutes. Oh no, that was the last podcast. It was a 45-minute video, but still, it was like nearing 150 gigabytes or whatever.
Right.
It was a lot, and then my computer just no bueno, couldn't take it. So this one should be better. I think this takes care of it, brings it down by a lot. So should be easier. We'll definitely have this one up. I'm not gonna say definitely. That'd be a lie, but we will most likely have this up by the time the podcast is up, which is tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Tuesday, the 1st.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
So I guess we're gonna pick the winner today
for sure, and
then we'll announce it probably like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock tomorrow on our Instagram.
Well, I think so. I think
should we do it earlier? How many people are gonna listen to it early in the morning?
Oh, you mean okay? Yeah,
we'll put out like, hey, this is the winner.
What I think we should do. So like we'll pick it, right?
Right.
We'll pick it here, and we won't announce it on the Instagram until, like you said, midnight, say tomorrow. So like people have heard the podcast and get the surprise effect, right? Perhaps the person who won we get in contact with.
Okay, yeah.
So that that still leaves,
we can do that.
And let them know, hey, don't say anything, just so we can get this thing shipped out and out them as soon as possible. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. If you get contacted, that means you won. If you don't get contacted, that means you didn't win. Yeah. But you won't know that until the end of this episode. So, or the middle, or somewhere whenever we don't have anything to talk about. So we're like, oh, let's do that giveaway that we talked about one
time. Dude, I'm pretty excited about doing this giveaway.
Yeah, I feel like I took a screenshot today on my iPhone. I was driving and I saw somebody, like multiple people commented, and I'll pull it up right now. The comment was, 2 comments. Looks good to the picture of our podcast setup, and then the other one was like, I'm listening to your podcast right now. I was like, man, there's a human being out there who is listening to us talk. How incredible is that? Who would have thought?
Not me.
Not me.
Yeah, but we're gonna keep doing little giveaways like this.
Yeah,
because it's not. It doesn't cost much,
right?
And it's just kind of fun to
interact.
I've never won a giveaway, and we're small. We're small enough now that you have like a 10%
really high chance of winning.
Because we have, correct me if I'm wrong, we have over 1,000 likes on that picture, right?
1,223.
1,223 likes, and about 15 comments.
15 entries, correct?
Right, and we clearly said follow, and just comment on the picture. Anything.
So a lot of people just didn't read that. I think they saw Michael Scott. They were like, "Wow."
Yeah, I think a lot of people just are like, "Oh man, that looks pretty cool." Just liked it. They didn't read anything.
That means that there's a high percentage that somebody there is gonna win. Well, there's 100% that somebody's gonna win, but there's a high percentage it's you, fellow listening. So that's pretty exciting.
15 entries.
Yeah. What is it, like a 8%?
Yeah, but 1 in 15 chance.
Wow, perfect mathematics. Yeah, so that's pretty exciting. It's pretty legit. And like he said, we're gonna keep doing these every so often, more often than not, a couple times a month at least, right?
Right.
or more.
Yeah, maybe depending on how big the thing is, you know.
Yeah, if it's something that's more expensive, maybe not as much.
Yeah.
But simple things like this, I mean, it costs us a couple bucks to ship it or whatever, and we probably do that
Sure.
even once a week. But we'll cross
Yeah.
that bridge when we get there. Just so we can interact with you guys a little bit. Interactions, bro.
Interactions, yeah. Maybe Thursday we'll announce a new giveaway.
Yeah, anything's possible
Stay tuned.
nowadays.
Listening on Thursday.
What were we talking about last podcast, man? We went deep last podcast. We went like an hour in.
And we did because see, and that's when we get deep because it was super late. We didn't record because everything was going wrong.
Yeah.
What did we
Man, must have been not been that good. You just can't remember.
Yeah, what did we talk about?
Oh,
I remember we went on and it was like
it was like, late, so like that's why we don't remember.
It was like almost midnight, you know, and we were like, yeah, and we were like, look, we're here for you guys because we really just want to go to sleep. Like it was such a bad day. Everything went wrong with the whole recording.
Growing up, life experiences.
Yeah, that doesn't help me.
Is it still is it happening too fast? Yeah, I remember we just got deep into like life. We were like dude, we're growing, like, you know, and we got bills now and we're not happy and we used to be happy. You remember like that conversation that we get into sometimes.
Right. Hey, what do you think of the word the rat race?
I think it's very legit.
Can you please explain the rat race?
I'm not an expert, but like one thing that I heard before I say anything about that, it's like even when you win the rat race, you're still just a rat.
Yeah.
Right. So like your rat race would be like every single day, just what you do. You know, what everybody does. You go to work, you get paid, you go home, you spend 2 minutes with your family, you go to sleep, you do the same thing again,
right,
for a paycheck, right? And that's the whole thing. It's like even if you won that rat race, you're still just a rat. So I think the whole shebang should be try to get out of that rat race, become the cat rather than the rat. You get me? And just step up. How do you do that? Well, it's different for people. Some people might want to be a writer. Other people want to be businessmen or women. You know?
Right.
But the rat race, you got to get out of the rat race, bro. Very dangerous, the rat race. I guess it's just mundane life.
Right.
The rat race, you know?
I mean, the rat race really started, it was it transitioned over from where, you know, people weren't farming anymore.
Yeah, right? It went industrial.
And, and they were like, all right, we're going to, you know, work for someone else rather than work for ourselves. So and then at that point, you know, you got, you know, the morning traffic. First time you see that, everyone's going into the city in the morning. At night, everyone's leaving back to their neighborhoods. All right. Such a robotic, you know.
Yeah,
this time.
This
is what you do. This is what you do.
You got your 9 to 5, and even if you're not in a 9 to 5, like just the idea that as human beings, what we do, the way we conduct business through life, is, you know, every single day of our lives until we retire and die, right?
Right.
And it's terrifying to think about because it's like we're gonna make you work through your prime so that you can enjoy the worst years of your life. When you can't do anything, right?
Yeah.
When you're 70 years old and you fit, not all of a sudden you've got the time. You might even have the money because your retirement was decent, but you can't do it because I can no longer go and jet ski because I'm gonna break my back because I'm 70. Right. You know, so it's like society sells you this future of perfection, right? Throughout your life, and you continue, and you're 20, then you're 30, then you're 40, then you're 50, and you're just looking up to that future. Once you get there, you've got everything. You've got everything that you ever wanted. Time, money, you probably have a nice family. You've got everything you could ever want, and you can't do anything with it because when you had the physical and mental ability to do something with it, you were stuck in the rat race.
Right.
Wow, bro.
It's so, I mean, you know, a lot of us, we think of, you know, the American dream, right?
White picket fences.
You know, nice, you know, dog, 2 kids,
fighter,
car, you know, garage. You know, and it's like that life seems so unfulfilling at times. Yeah. You know, because I mean, if you do it right, you can have a job where you have a business, right? Or you have a specific type of job where you have enough free time, right? Certain jobs like nurses, in a sense, you know, they have long shifts, lots of days off. People open up their own businesses. You know, things like that, things that work long shifts and take a lot of times off, where you can just take a day off if you wanted to, right?
Right.
But that's like such a small percentage of jobs. The majority of jobs, you're working 9 to 5, right? Monday through Friday. You go to church on Sundays, Saturdays, us. Um, so you have what, 1 day left? I was thinking about it the other day. I have. We're what? Well, you have more free time than me, but you're out of the rat race. But I'm working the 8-hour shift, 10-hour shift, whatever. I go to school at night, kind of like from home now. But, we come home, we do our podcast, and or we just watch a movie. Because you get home and you're just so tired that you don't do anything, right? It's hard to do something productive.
Even things you want to do, like I would, back when I was in the rat race. Thankfully, I've been blessed with being able to get out of it for a bit. Although I'm going deep in, but I would get home and want to do, like, there's things that I would like to do.
Right.
Play video games, for example, right? Not the most productive thing in the world, but something that I enjoy, right?
Right.
And I would get home, and I've been thinking about it all day. I'm going to do this today, and I'm just too tired. It's not that I don't enjoy it. I just can't even get the energy to do that, bro.
And then you do, Larry, and what was it, Thursday? I stayed up until midnight maybe playing UFC because I was waiting for Jessica, their new car and whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna play, until they get up. So I was gonna stay up anyways. But dude, I cannot function the next day, right?
Right.
So you continually push yourself to your limits, right? Working and working and working. So Friday comes, you're dead. Next thing I know, I was sleeping until 12 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday goes by, right? Between church, went to go visit some people and stuff. Sunday comes, you have a million, I have the jet ski. I got to do maintenance on the jet ski. We got to fix the Zodiac, actually get it running. I have the bar for church. I had to build a bed frame, right? And all these things just keep piling up, and I feel like we get new projects all the time.
Well, that's all we do.
This is how we stay. That's how we keep ourselves motivated.
And we convince ourselves that we can do them. Like we'll say it's like we have so much going on project wise. Look, just yesterday I got my bike fully functional, right?
Right.
But in theory, we have 2 buggies because my buggy is not fully functional. Your sister's buggy is not fully functional. We had my bike. You had your father's bike. We've got that Zodiac. We've got things that are functional but need maintenance. We got the animals. Then we see something and we're still like,
man, we got this. We could do that. Yeah.
We could do that. We got the time. No, we don't, bro. But those are good things. Those are good problems to have.
Right.
Yeah. So,
but then yeah. I guess it's better than being like I have nothing to do.
Yeah, it's one of those first world problems where it's like, oh, I can't choose between what I want to do today. When people are like,
yeah, because we'll stand outside and look around all our toys, and and it's like, all right, what are we gonna work on today?
We really think that's a problem.
Yeah, but it gets frustrating, Yeah, because like this Sunday, I wanted to get, or was it the other Sunday, the Sunday before, I wanted to start I wanted to open up the Zodiac, right? I wanted to open up the engine, figure out, why it's not starting. And we went to go look at cars, and we spent the whole day looking at cars. Yes. The whole day gone, right? And then this Sunday, I don't know what we did this Sunday. The whole day went by.
So this Sunday,
well, we met up with Brian, Pastor Brian, picked up the wood for the church car. We came back, and it was like
we were gonna do all this. We washed the cars, stuff.
We cleaned out the shed a little bit.
Washed one car.
We washed one car. I started building a cheese board.
Yeah. We didn't do much, but it was a good day, though.
It was. I felt productive because, we were kind of like, I felt like the whole day went by and I was like doing things. But yeah, it's like the rat race. You have this, you live your life, right? If you're lucky enough, you enjoy college, right? You get to go away, 4 years, the dorm, the college life, whatever. Or you get to stay here, you get to stay at home.
Yeah.
But you don't have to like work hard, or whatever. And you get through college and you enjoy those years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get out and it's like, all right, no more. Now you're going to start working, right? And then you get into like bills and house payments and car payments.
Yeah.
And then, you're trying to find a girlfriend or husband or wife, and it's like, and you have this pressure that it's like, all right, well, time is going by super fast, right?
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're like,
well, unfortunately, we set these checkpoints throughout life, like for ourselves.
Right.
And I think that leads to like real unhappiness. I went to lunch with some friends today, and we touched on that. Brian was like, we're the remnant of our crew. Our crew used to be enormous back in the day when we were just kids.
Right.
This huge group of people, and he's like, we're the remnant. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, look around. Everybody else is married. They've got kids or they've gone away. or they're too busy to do anything.
Right.
And I told him, I was like, dude, you're absolutely right, and we're on that path one way or the other. And it's like, I get it, right? You need to make it somewhere in life, but like, what is the definition of making it?
Right.
Like if you talk to Michael Scott, making it would be having a family and kids. That's what he's always wanted, even though he's 50 now and he still hasn't got, where I'm at.
He got with Holly.
Yeah, eventually he got it right. But everybody has a different definition of making it.
Right.
And unfortunately, we have, I don't know, connected ourselves to the rat race mindset of making it. I need a job that's going to pay my bills. It's not going to allow me to do much, but I'm going to be able to pay my bills, get my kids through college, maybe put a couple pennies so that I can pay for their college in 10 years,
right.
20 years, have a nice marriage and die.
Right.
That's really it.
Because the thing is, like, I mean, there's nothing wrong necessarily with being like, all right, I want to be married by 25, right? But
as long as that's actually what you want, though.
Yeah, and it's something you're going to work towards.
Yeah.
But if you spend your days just like waiting, all right, hopefully the right guy comes in and proposes to me, and you make it to 25 and it's like, you just set yourself up for failure, right? Or if you're waiting to get, to find the right person, you're not working on yourself.
Yeah.
And you just,
it's so much that goes into it that we don't think about.
Right. So, like let's say I say, all right, I want to buy a house at 23. Right. But I don't start thinking about saving up until I'm 22. You know what I mean? So, that's how, you can set up guidelines, or like goals if you know yourself and you know what you can do.
Yeah,
right?
Be realistic, because if not, you're setting yourself up for failure again and again and again. And I think the first thing when somebody like turns 18, is about to turn 18, or gets a certain amount of responsibility in their life, whether you had a kid that wasn't planned or something happened to where now you're alone, or at the time in your life when you now have to do things, I think the first thing you should do is like figure out your goals, like your realistic goals, and make sure that you are doing these things for yourself. Not because your parents think you should do them, not because the world says that you should be married by 25 or have a house by 30 or sit back and say, where's my line, my map of my life taking me? And in that map, in that line that you're following, what makes sense? Yeah. Maybe I can't be married by 25 because I'm going to be a doctor and it's going to take me till I'm 28 to become that, right? Okay. So once you get to 25 and you're still doing your doctorate and you're doing this and that, and you're like, man, I'm not married. You don't feel like a failure because you already preset that in your mind. You're like, no, this is part of my path,
Well, that's another thing, priorities.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know people who, they're like late 20s, early 30s, right?
Right.
Or, they have kids, right? And it's like they're working like minimum wage jobs. Mm-hmm. They're not going to school. You see them out partying, see them out, wasting their money on like drugs and whatever. Yeah. And it's like, you look at it and you're like, dude, what are you doing for yourself? Yeah. Or what are you doing for your kid, right? It's like, all right, like you tell me, okay, you have a good job. You have, you're a single parent and you have the extra money, right? But if you're telling me, you live with your parents, you have a kid, you're working a minimum wage job, you're not working that many hours, you're not, and you're looking for something else, a million things I could point out that's wrong in that situation, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But there's like this thing where like when we're young, we just kind of like, a lot of us just kind of like think about like now, right?
Right.
And then you get old and you look back and it's like all the stupid stuff I wasted. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we're not that old, but I can look back and point out a million things that I'm like, man, I just wasted time. I wasted money.
I didn't start college till I was 20.
Right.
And you know what I did for those 3.5 years? I was a carpenter.
Right.
Yeah, I could be so much further in my life if I did that right.
Yeah.
And it's not like my parents got shot and I had to take over the the payments on the house. No, I just didn't.
Yeah.
That's a mistake. That's real,
No, and
those are things that you need to own up to. And like people, they just we go about life differently and negatively a lot. And it's not telling people how to live their life, right?
Right.
But if somebody came up to me and said, you should have started college the second you left high school, there is not one way where I can tell them that they're wrong. Yeah. And people will get mad at, you can't tell me how to live my life. No, you're right. Because it made sense, right? And it's not saying that, a person who maybe has kids or whatever can't go out and do what they consider fun, whether it's drinking or whatever it is. wasting their money. No, but if you're spending money that you are able to spend, great. But I can tell you that you're wasting money that you need for other things. You can't tell me I'm wrong because that's what you're doing. Yeah. You might not want to, be honest with yourself and admit it. But there are things that are wrong. There are things that are right. Just because that's the way you're living your life, don't be ignorant and try to like, oh, no, don't tell me how to live my life. No, it's not that, bro. Like, people look out for you. Yeah. And, once again, it's not about partying. It's not, none of that is wrong in its basic form. Yeah. But look at your priorities. I mean,
the core of it, you're wasting your stuff, your time, your money on things you don't need, things that aren't benefiting you for your future, right? Because, sure, we're at a time where we can enjoy life, right? But we have to have this balance of, what are we investing in for our future, right? Yeah. Perfect example for us, these Funko Pops.
Obviously, a great investment.
Great investment, because they're gonna appreciate over time.
Dude, that's what people tell. You know what's funny though? That's really what I like. My dad was like, because my dad's old school. He's a man, before participation trophy times, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, bro, what do you got so many dolls? And I won't tell you the exact words he used out of protecting people's feelings, but. He's like, oh, you're this, you're that. I'm like, bro, these things will appreciate in time. Yeah. And one day I will sell them for a lot. Come on. Let's not play ourselves. They're useless.
It's really just like, it's a thing where we go through these phases, right? I'm speaking personally between like you and me. We go through these phases where we're just like, I don't want to say bored, but we kind of are bored. We're just looking for something.
100%.
We're looking for something to excite us, right?
Not only that. We are, I don't want it to sound weird to people or anything, but you know what I'm talking, like, we're empty, bro. Okay? Yeah. If you think about it, we're at that point in time where we're not yet at a place where we feel fulfilled because we're still working on our careers and bettering ourselves, right? And in the way that a spiritual relationship as well, in the way that things like a spiritual relationship, a career, legitimate success, not money necessarily, but just like accomplishment, right? Fulfills you. Since we haven't gotten there, we need something to like fill us. Yeah. So we go to like material things. It's horrible.
The thing is like we get stuck in this routine, right? It's like, wake up at 5, go to work, come back home tired, eat, go to sleep. Yeah. Eat, play a video game, go to sleep. And it's like that. And then Saturday comes, you rest, right? Sunday comes, that's it. It's Monday, and we get stuck into this routine where it's just, it drives you crazy. Yeah, you go insane. I literally go insane, and then that's where we have our greatest moments. Yeah, where it's like, man, let's buy a kayak, or the last big one was like, I'm gonna buy turkeys, right? Yeah. So I
was like, oh, dude, that's cool. You're getting like 2 or 3 turkeys. Like, no, I'm gonna get like 30 of them. I was like, oh, okay.
So what happened? Well, I mean, for the people who don't know, right? I was sitting around work, and I was like, man, I need something to excite me, right? And I was listening to a lot of homesteading videos, right? Because I was getting the garden back up, that was part of the excitement.
Yeah,
I made an Instagram page for all my plants. That was a disaster, but we'll get into that another day. And I was listening to Justin Rhodes, right? And he was talking about his turkeys, and I was like, man, I've never seen a turkey down here. Right? South Florida. We saw one like not too long ago.
Yeah. Well, actually, ironically, like we saw that turkey around that same time when you were like, "I've never seen a turkey." Yeah, which is crazy because we really legitimately there's like no turkeys down here. You got to go to like North Florida.
Yeah, there's no like wild turkeys, right? And then we've been to a bunch of like farm animal stands, and I've never seen a turkey. Yeah. All right, I've seen guinea and chickens all over the place, obviously, but no turkeys. All right. So I look up a place to, here I am sitting in the bathroom of my work, and I'm like, turkeys for sale, right? And I get this hatchery that's like a couple blocks down from the house, and I call, and they're like, yeah, we get the turkey poults. You got they're like $3.25, $3.50 each, something like that. And I was like, man, that's not bad. I was like, I'll probably get like 5 of them or something, right? Because they say turkeys are stupid, and I can guarantee. Tell you, turkeys are the stupidest animal I've ever worked with. And she was like, yeah, there's a minimum 25. And I was like, oh, man, 25 turkeys. But I did the math, and I was like, $75. I was like, that's not that bad for 25 turkeys, right?
That's 25 whole living creatures. Not that bad.
Yeah. So and I was like, I'll take them. But now I'm like, now these 25 baby turkeys are like the like.
Turns out they get bigger.
Their heads are like about up to our waist.
Yeah,
you know. Then crazy. They stand up straight. Their heads, you know, and they're easily like 25 pounds. I'd say.
Well, I picked one up yesterday. Or was it yesterday?
Yesterday, yeah.
Because like he's like, oh, they're 25 pounds or whatever. I'm like, bro, it can't be 25 pounds. And I picked one up and I was like, whoa,
dude, they're thick. You know, they're
ready for Thanksgiving dinner, bro.
Thick boys.
You know.
So yeah, so I mean, we just kind of like do things, and the Funko Pops. I mean, when we were really, really into it, you know,
it was bad.
We would go on our lunch break, and it was just like that excitement. You know, we would be during the day. It was like, oh man, you know, yeah, throughout the week, it's like, all right, we're going to Uncle Fig's on Thursday. You know, Thursday gets here, we go and we show up, and wow, we pick them out, and it's like we can't wait to go home and scan them and put them on the wall. Oh my
gosh, you know, and that still excites me. And it's that what we've talked about. It's that release. It's that dopamine in your cerebral cortex, bro. It's like
that's what it is, you know. And we get it out of really anything, right? We're very simple people.
We really are,
right? Because there's people that like to get it, they need drugs, or they need like massive parties, or like they need like, you know, $1,200 bag, you know. But we literally, I could be feeling down, and I could go to Home Depot and buy a $3 pepper plant, and dude, and that's it. And that would I will watch that plant for the next couple of weeks, right? Until I kind of get bored, or the plant dies, you know, something kills it, whatever, and now I get into something else.
Well, the thing is, like, if you like come up to like our property, right, you could see our character reflected,
right?
If you think about it, we have so many unfinished projects.
Oh yeah.
So right here, next to that wall, there is a garden.
There is a garden.
And we have created. I mean, we split money for sod and materials, and we went and we bought plants. I bought plants, and we were crazy about it. And for like 2 weeks, they were getting watered every day. It was just.
And we were getting jalapenos and peppers, and there was, you know, it was producing.
But they are rotting now.
No, there's nothing there.
Well, yeah, they already rotted.
They're gone.
You know, and it's like just like that. I paid $1,500 for that buggy. Rode it 3 times, flipped it once. Never rode it again.
The bikes we paid
maybe a couple more times.
Yeah, we paid a couple $100, $800, right? $600.
I paid $600 for my bike. You paid $600 for your bike. Your dad paid like
$800 because he had the suspension that special or whatever. Yeah,
right. And it's like we for some time we were all about it. We would ride every Sunday. You know, I rode them yesterday, right? Because I fixed some stuff on it. But before that, it had been forever.
Yeah, it had been.
I mean, it's insane, bro. Like all the things we do, and it's because we need that. Now, my question to you and to myself. First of all, will that ever change? And if so, when? Like, when do you think we will feel sufficiently fulfilled to when we're like, we don't need anything? Because you know what, my dad, I'm extremely impressed by, and like, I admire how he thinks, because he's at an age. My dad's probably 48. No, he's like 50 now, I think. Right. You know, and he's not a millionaire, but he's had success as far as in life. You know, he's got me, he's got my mom. They have a good marriage, and my dad, dude, doesn't need things. And I try to explain to him, right? Like, no, it's like because like every time I buy a new gun or something, it's like he's like, why do you need that? Like, you have one that shoots the exact same bullet, and does the exact same thing. This one just looks different, and I'm like, yeah, but I really wanted it. He's like, right, but why do you need it?
Yeah,
I'm like, what? I can't say anything, and he's right, and he's like, he's at a place, bro. He's been elevated to such a place where he is so content with what he has, and he gets through life. And I'm like, when am I gonna be there, bro?
I think it takes like I think there's certain things, right, that we have, that we desire, right, and I can point out a couple things, right, at least in my retrospect, right. I've always, since I was little, wanted some sort of RV, some sort of van, right? Treehouse, like something small, living house, right?
You said treehouse.
Yeah, and like that too, because I always thought, like, you know, treehouse is like, I've always liked that.
You like confined spaces.
I guess it's kind of weird.
Wow.
But so like, I don't want to say that. Oh, if I had a camper van, right? And I was traveling the U.S. working, I would be fulfilled, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be. Right, because that's like one thing I feel like we can point out certain things where it's just like,
well, there are certain like long-term like life goals that I'm completely convinced that will be somewhat fulfilled to the point where we can flatline at joy. Right?
Now what's the issue? You know, your dad came from a communist country, So maybe his idea, his life goal was, I just want
freedom,
my house,
And a
my
house,
own
yeah.
house, my own land, my own family, and that's it.
and he got it.
And that's what he's got. But what
Okay.
happened? We grew up and he already reached that. So
Yeah.
we're bouncing off of those dreams, right?
Okay.
And now it's like, now we're, we have people talking about, I just want a, $1 million house in Texas.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, I mean, sure,
Yeah.
reach for whatever your dreams are, right? But I hate, at the same time, we live like, some of us work so hard for these dreams,
Mhm.
right? Just to get there at 40, 50, right? And some of us do make it off, right?
Right.
And, and we get there early and you enjoy life, right? But if you're working your whole life to get to something, and you don't make it, or you do make it and you notice it's not what it's like,
Yeah.
all right, now I have this, now what? You just wasted away your whole life, working and working and working and working. For what? You know what I mean? And it's like, it's a weird balance between, enjoying your life when you're young, but at the same time, like, not wasting it.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, at least for me, right? Whatever, we've grown up differently than, like, other people, right? But we find, like, fulfillment in, like, man, if we can have, a house on a mountain.
Oh my gosh. Right. Like
You
those are the type of things that I feel like once I get there, I'm gonna be happy. Like the day I can wake up, open my front or back porch, right?
Right.
See a mountain and be like, I own that. Right?
Yeah.
Not to the extent of owning like 1 million acres, maybe just 5 acres in Tennessee, right? But it's like, this is my land.
Right.
I feel like I'll be fulfilled.
It's just things like between you and me, would you rather go to a party, right? Like all night go to a party, or wake up early and go ride jet skis?
There you go.
You see what I mean?
Sure.
And it's like, they're both kind of wasting time, but like,
Yeah.
I feel at least with like jet skis, it's like, we're out in the ocean. It's like, it's a different experience, right?
Mhm.
I can't bash on anyone that rather go to a party
no, I
because,
mean,
that's how they find, enjoyment. But it's just, I don't know. And like, so we're taking this path where we're like, the desires that we want are more like, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, and you're talking about like as far as wanting like a farm or something like that, right?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, but and that's where once again it's impossible to blame people, right? Because like somebody could be like, you know what, a $50,000 truck is gonna make me happy, right? And then you think it's like, man, that's so shallow. Truck or no, a $50,000 purse, because a truck you can use, right?
Right.
But a purse, yeah, I mean all purses are the same. They're at the end of the day they're still just a bag that you put things in, right? So a $50,000 purse will make me happy, and then you're like, that's so shallow, right? But we're thinking about $1 million farm,
Right?
If we're
But
talking
it's
straight
like,
money.
But there's a different in things, right? Because like, let's say you want a car, right? Or you say, I want to make it to have a Lambo, right?
Okay.
What are you gonna sacrifice to have that Lambo, right? So are you talking about you want to have just enough money to have a Lambo, right? You want to make $1 million so you can go out and buy a Lambo, right? Cash, right? Or do you want to be a millionaire that can just afford Lambos, right? So it's like, do you want to work? Would you rather work to buy $100,000 car, right? And like our truck, right? We bought a super nice truck. Within 5 years, we had to get rid of it, and now we have a Passport. Passport in a lot of sense is way better than the truck, right? Yeah. But it's like, and that made me realize, like, I was so excited when we got the truck, but it's like, all right, now what if that's something that you have a lifelong goal for? Oh, I want to get a Hellcat, and you get the Hellcat, and like 3 years later they come out with
that's the thing about cars, man. You'll never be fulfilled because there's always gonna be a better one.
Yeah,
and even now, if you have the top one in about 8 months, they're making the better one. So.
Right, and now guess what? Now your car depreciated 1 million times. Yeah. Now you have to work a whole another 5 years to get the next top of the line car, right? And in 5 years, but you buy something like a house, right? You and me buy a house, and we buy farms in North Carolina or whatever, right? We're spending the same amount of money, $100,000, let's say, and we buy a decent sized property, right?
Like, are we buying this together or what's happening?
No, we can have they're big enough that we're far away from each other. They're gonna think
it's weird, man. I'm sorry.
Okay, we're buying like
we're
on different sides of the
mountain.
mountain.
Exactly. You own, but
I have the sunrise side and you have the sunset side.
That's fair.
of the mountain.
That's
right?
fair. That's fair.
Our property lines meet at the ridge.
What if like we get married and then like my wife likes the sunrise and your wife likes the sunset?
We
won't
change
go
wives.
there. Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Let's
'cause
just
I'm not
make
getting
sure
rid
we're
of
on
my
the
farm.
same. Make sure that's on video. No, farm over wife every day. Okay,
Right.
fair enough. Dude.
So yeah, so then it's like, there's investments that make sense,
Okay.
right? Property, education, because all those things you can make money after,
Mhm.
right? But for the most part, a car, right? Something like a car or a boat, really, or any type of leisurely thing, right? Loses appreciation. It's like almost impossible to get your money back, right? Unless you wait 50 years until it's,
An antique now.
an antique, and it's like, now I can sell it, but now,
Yeah.
what are the chances you kept it in perfect condition for the past 50 years?
Yeah, when you pay for like a leisure item, you're willing to lose that in exchange for fun.
Right.
Basically, you pay for a $50,000 boat. You know that you're gonna sell it for 25 in 5 years, right? But those 25 is worth the fun of it.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure that it's worth that. I don't know.
But I'm saying, like, you have to reach a point, right? There's a guy on TikTok, I forget his name, where he does, like, people send them cars, right?
Cars,
yeah. And he says, okay, and he does this. He has this whole system of how much you would have to be making to comfortably own this car, right? So he has, like, I think it's like a 20-40, 24-10 rule, right? So you put 20% down, you lease it or you finance it for 4 years, and you only put 10% of your income towards it, right?
Okay.
He's like, and that way you will comfortably own this car, and it's, 10% of your income goes to car expenses, right?
Okay.
Including insurance, maintenance, and the car payment itself, right? And he's talking about, a $30,000 car, Subaru BRZ, $32,000 car. If you do the math for that, you'd have to be making over $100,000 to comfortably have that car.
Yeah.
And it not hurt you. That's a $30,000 car, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
$100,000,
Yeah.
I know people who make $40,000 a year and they drive $50,000 cars.
I know people that make $38,000 a year and drive $35,000 cars. So
you know what I mean. And it's interesting because you look at a lot of people, like a lot of rich people, right? And they're driving old beat up cars. Or they're driving basic Civics and
Well, there's a
Toyotas.
reason why they're there.
They're smart with their money.
Yeah, they're not interested in. They rather set up an empire than build up to a car.
And the thing is, they'll have a car. They'll have a a Porsche 911 in the garage, and it's like well, why am I I got kids. I'm gonna drive this Toyota RAV4 all day, and on the weekend I'm going out with the missus. I'll jump in the Porsche. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't know. Well, if something we've built up to in the last couple podcasts is that happiness is unattainable.
I think it's unattainable to the
because of the standards that we put on
the
happiness.
common mindset in this generation,
because of the rat race mentality.
Because if I don't want to say I'm gonna say it. I like to think that if I had the commodity of being able to be a photographer, right? I say that the commodity because I know I'm young, but it's like you have to build that up for so long, right? And I know people who have been doing photography for since they were 15, 16, right? And now they're like extremely good at it.
Yeah.
Right? And if I could become a travel photographer and live in a van and wake up in a different national park every day, or wake up every day and just look out to the mountains or look out to the beach, and this time I'm looking at a lava fill or whatever, that would be like that's what I want. I love the outdoors. I don't want to live in I don't want to live in an apartment. Apartment looking over the city looks super nice, right? Apartment on Brickell, but I don't like. I couldn't.
Gotcha.
So it's like I want not. I can't say they're simple things because they're very complicated. If they were simple, I'd have them.
Yeah.
Right. But they're very simple and like.
Well, the I'm taking pictures and traveling the world. It's that simple.
Yeah. Very humble things, I guess. I'm not after like really materialistic things. I kind of just want to like enjoy, there's so much out there. I scrolled through like Instagram, TikTok, whatever. And that's That's a main issue with like this generation's mindset. Because
living up to those things.
You sit down, you look at my Instagram, you're like, man, this guy drives a nice BMWs, and I was a senior, right? It's like, man, this guy drives a nice BMW, right? And it's like, man, I wish I could have that. And then you kill yourself because like, or you don't like physically. I'm like, you kill your mind, right?
What's bad for you?
You break down yourself because it's like, I can't have that, right? It's like, I can't have that. And it's like, well, I worked hard for it, right? Yeah. I worked through high school for it, and I kind of look back and I kind of regret it. You know, I wish I would have kept my Jeep and just saved up the money and been able to do a bunch of stuff, right? Yeah. So you go through it knowing, and you see people that like have super nice cars, have super nice boats. Yeah, Willie was signaling that we're at 40. We're at 43 minutes, and it's like it feels like
I was wrong. It's actually almost 42.
Oh, okay.
I went one, and I was like, do I do one too? Yeah. We I don't know, bro. And especially with social media. So like the whole point of social media is to put the best part of your life out there. Right. So I might look at you and see, oh wow, this guy's living the dream. You might look at me and see, oh, he's living the dream. It's like, no, that is 1 30-second clip or one second photograph in my 24-hour day that was horrible. Yeah. I just happen to be getting ice cream right now. Boom. Right. Or happen to be going and doing something that I enjoy at that specific moment. I'm not gonna share the depression in my head. I'm not gonna share the problems that I have, my bills, I'm not gonna share that. Yeah. So because that's all we see of other people, we're like, wow, they're living their life to the fullest, and I'm over here. No, bro. The people are just gonna share the best, and I want to leave on this note for the next episode. I want to talk about our friend Mark, bro.
Mark, yes.
With the little that we knew Mark, Mark, he had so much to offer.
He did.
So next episode we will talk about Mark. I think we could elaborate on Mark a lot. Yeah. Man, y'all should be excited for that one. We're just gonna leave it at that. We're not gonna spoil anything. But Mark is somebody.
Dude, I feel motivated, bro.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna turn in the car and get a van. So I'm gonna start.
You do realize you're making that announcement in front of your family,
thinking about
your
it.
friends.
I'm thinking about it.
I'm just letting you know. Usually you could tell me crazy things like that. I turn in the car.
I can get the van, and by the time I'm done with college, the van's already built, and I can go out and travel the world.
You know my feelings on building a van where you can buy a built one for about the same price, but
See, but I can't afford a built one. So
you're gonna buy just and then slowly
build it. So then by the time I'm done with college,
I would judge you not. Built. You have my blessing, brother. I think we should get to this.
We should, yeah. I think you should record it, like record the thing with your phone.
Okay.
So we can put that on Instagram, because they're not gonna really be able to see it like up close.
Fair enough. Well, yeah, but won't that theoretically look like we orchestrated something?
No, like I mean they're watching
a clip. Yeah, no, they're. Well, I'm gonna do it while the camera's facing.
Yeah,
y'all can't see too much. Well, it's too bad. I'm gonna swipe here. That's the office. Yes, we are here. So yeah, I'm gonna record it with my phone as well. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. I'm gonna do this.
Time has come.
I've always wanted to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, are you ready? Nope, didn't practice enough. Okay, so we're gonna do the giveaway. It's been a week.
It has been a week. Yeah. Nah. Well, has it been a week? Whatever.
Give or take a couple days.
The contest is officially closed. No more entries will be accepted.
Nope.
It is. What time is it now?
I think there are 15 entries. Okay. I'm gonna say all their names, but when I press this button that you guys are looking at, that's it. That'll be that. It'll be the time. Am I doing it?
Do it.
Okay. Start. And it's going.
The anticipation is
Dude, I'm like my...
Who was it?
You'll never guess.
Who?
My friend Samurai. All right, Samurai, before you hate us because we just sighed at you winning, we just think it's funny because we've been talking about you a lot, Samurai. We've been talking about you a lot. As a matter of fact, because of you, we went and we had to get another website that allowed us to make it so that only one of your comments would come up But we appreciate your his enthusiasm, and his enthusiasm paid off. So Samurai commented multiple times, not just on that picture. He went and commented on every one of our pictures.
I think he's our number one fan at this point.
He really is. So Samurai, he did all that. Now for everybody else, we did make sure that the algorithm here picks only one of the comments that was on the photo. So everybody had the same chance of getting it. He had one comment that was valid, and everybody else had one comment that was valid. So Samurai, we're gonna be hitting you up on the old social medias, and you're gonna get your pop.
Sending it out. I think didn't he comment as for his girlfriend or something like that.
He commented for his. Oh, okay. Let me read the comments. So
I think he was like, "This would be great for my girlfriend."
Okay. So like the comment that won, which is what the algorithm chose to be valid, goes, "Would I rather be feared or loved? Easy, both." And that is a quote from The Office. For those of you who don't know, so. The guy, he knows.
I think
it's a very fair win there. I'm gonna hit him up right now. Perhaps I'm not. This is not letting me log in. Samurai, we're gonna hit you up right now. Okay. This is exciting. Our first giveaway. Samurai, congratulations. I will not say the second part of your. Oh God. Okay.
I think at this point you should just say his full username.
Okay, so I am gonna bleep that out or mute it out for the sake of just child friendliness. But his full username is Samurai Dick, and once again I'm gonna bleep that out. I can't believe I just said that when I said I was. So if you guys want to see his full name, just go on our Instagram, look up the Samurai Dude, and you'll see his full name.
Kind of jealous, bro. I'm gonna miss this guy being on our desk.
So I went and I tried to find another one to buy for myself. I can't find it. So Samurai, lucky man.
I wonder how much it's valued at.
No, well, because I don't want to scan it. Because if it's like $2, I'm gonna feel bad.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's it. I think we did that.
It's going on YouTube, right?
This is gonna be on YouTube. This is gonna be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everything you can imagine. Follow us, subscribe, comment, share.
You see it on YouTube? Put it in the comment section. Maybe we'll look at it.
Yeah.
What is your idea of the American dream?
Oh wow, yeah.
It's deep.
Yeah, wherever you see it, if you don't see it on YouTube, go on our Instagram. Go on our Instagram, or if you're just listening, let us know on any of our pictures. Comment what you think the American dream should be, and if we choose your comment as the basis of one of our podcasts, which would probably be the next one, especially talking about Mark and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We'll shout you out.
Give you a shout out. Yeah.
Awesome. I think we're doing it.
Doing great.
Bang. We're done.
Nice.